What's up, filmmakers and cinematographers of YouTube? Ryan Constantino here with Upper State Entertainment, and today I want to share with you my brand new camera rig, which I like to call the GH5S Cinema Special. And the one thing you have to understand is that ghosts will chase you mostly if you have something to hide. For example, my grandmother's house that we discussed earlier, it is the type of house that you wouldn't really want to vacation to because I was afraid of, Skittles the first time that I had tried them. And, in the long run, it makes me understand that the more people that move into houses like this, the more people are realizing that, supernatural forces are a real thing. And of course, we don't necessarily want to undermine, the skeptical point of view, because it's important to test scientifically, the different types of methods that one could see a ghost with. I mean, of course, ghosts are arguably more real in certain senses, but it's hard to really, pinpoint the place in which you would delineate between a ghost and a person. I mean, walk the streets, there are people on their phones essentially ignoring other people. So I finally did it. I went all in on a brand new camera package. I decided to buy the GH5S. I'm a big Panasonic fan. I've been using the GH3 for a really long time, maybe like 4 or 5 years now, and I love it. I love the image you can get out of it. Yeah, I decided to get the GH5S because I have a couple of micro four thirds lenses that I could still use on it, and I also really love the dual native ISO, the included Vlog package and everything. That's great too. The GH5S sits inside of a Movcam cage, which is really cool. I like how the finish on the cage matches the camera. That's a nice touch, and I really also like the handle on the top that you can change the position, and I like the wooden finish. It's got just a nice kind of a classy look to it. I'm using a Camtree dovetail and bridge plate in order to turn it into like a 19mm studio setup. It's a very solid piece, and it allows me to quickly go from tripod to shoulder rig in just a couple of seconds. At the front of the rig, I've got an RE-MB18 matte box, which I picked up used. It's a great piece. It's got 3 filter stages in it, which I love. And right behind that, I've got a Zeiss LWZ2 Cine follow focus, which I also picked up used. It's a really great construction, and I love how smooth the gearing is. There's no backlash at all. Of course, I'm using a wooden camera 19mm to 15mm adapter because the Zeiss follow focus is a 15mm setup. And then just behind that, I've got the wooden camera lens support, which is really cool. It actually fits both 19 and 15mm rails. I decided to get that one so I'll be able to have some versatility in what kind of a setup I want to use it with. And of course, the centerpiece of my GH5S cinema rig is the Zeiss 15.5 to 45mm cinema zoom. I picked this particular cinema zoom for a lot of different reasons. One of which is the focal length. At 15.5 to 45mm, that's a pretty wide zoom if you were using it with like a Super 35 sensor. But matching it up with the GH5S's micro four thirds sensor, and due to the crop factor, you actually end up with like a 31 to 90mm field of view equivalent, which is really great. And I love that because it allows you to grab wide shots, medium shots, and close-ups, like all without changing any lenses. I also decided to go with this lens because it's slightly lighter than some of the competition, which I really like. And of course, you've got Zeiss's legendary optics. This is a lens that's got minimal flaring, and breathing is almost completely eliminated, which I love. And there's plenty of iris blades making a very smooth out of focus areas in the background, which again is really great. And yeah, it works really well with the GH5S. So I've got the entire thing on top of a Vinten Vision 5 fluid head. This fluid head is really awesome. It's got counterbalance, It has adjustable tension, and yeah, it's just super smooth. And right now I'm just using a Camtree monitor for viewing. I actually have the Atomos Ninja 5 on pre-order, so I'm really excited about that. When that comes in, I'm going to be able to shoot direct to ProRes with a 10-bit 422 output over HDMI. I'm really excited about that. So this combination of parts really allows me to get a wonderful image in a relatively small package. The entire package weighs about 20 pounds. So I'm really looking forward to using this rig to shoot a bunch of short films and sketches in the near future, and to continue shooting commercials for my production company. Okay, so that about wraps it up. Thanks so much for checking out my GH5S Cinema Special rig. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them the best that I can. Definitely subscribe for more. I've got lots of cool stuff coming up very soon. Oh, and by the way, if you like this focus chart that's behind me here, I'm going to start an Etsy shop very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thanks for watching.